now that spring is finally here, it's time to dust off that lawnmower and get it running. Because of last year's drought, I haven't had this bad boy running since last June. So I'll clean it up, give it a tune-up, and see what happens. I'm going to change the oil, put a new spark plug in, put a new air filter in, and have the blade sharpened. And we'll see what happens. The first thing I'm going to do is disconnect the spark plug and remove it. We'll disconnect the spark plug cover, and using a deep well socket, I'm going to remove the spark plug. And we'll hang on to that for later for when we go to the hardware store. The next thing I'll do is remove the air filter. And that's usually just held in place by 2 screws. Let's lift the cover off. And here's your air filter. And we'll set that aside for now also. Last fall, I drained all the gas out of the mower. So to change the oil this spring, I simply need to remove the dipstick and tip the mower on its side. And all the oil will run out. Okay, we'll just leave that for a minute or two and let that oil run out. While we have the mower tipped on its side, I'm going to remove the blade and take it in to have it sharpened, and we'll also clean it underneath the underside of the mower while we're at it. I've kind of found that it's handy to use a C-clamp to help hold the blade in place so it's easier to remove. And just attach that C-clamp to the frame of the mower. Because you'll see when I start to try to loosen the nut that the blade will move. That C-clamp will hold it in place so it's a little easier to remove the blade. Loosen that nut, set it aside, take the blade off, and we'll take that in and have it sharpened while we're at it. And you can see there's quite a bit of debris buildup here from last year, so I'll go ahead, just using a regular screwdriver or any sort of scraper, we'll remove all that. When you go to the hardware store to pick up your new spark plug, make sure to take the old one with you. It'll have numbers printed on it. In this case, it's RC12YC. We're going to match those numbers up with the packages in the store. There it is, RC12YC. So we have our spark plug, and now we're going to move on to our air filter. I brought my old air filter in with me, but I also noticed that it doesn't have any numbers printed on it. So in this case, I'm just going to match it up by appearance. And I think we have it right here. Looks just like my old one. Now we have our air filter and our spark plug. Let's go pick up our sharpened blade. Because of the thicker grass in the spring, I've decided to put a different style of blade back on. This blade is better for the thicker grass in the spring. It's better for bagging if you do need to bag, but it will also work for mulching. And I've got my C-clamp still in place, so that'll work to reattach the blade. Okay, and we got it there. Now that all the oil has drained out of the mower, I can set the mower back up. Next, I'll put in the new air filter. You want to put a new air filter in at least once a season, more often if you're mulching up leaves with your mower. Put the the cover back on and tighten the screws. You'll want to start out the new season with a fresh spark plug. Put that new spark plug in and tighten it up. It's also very helpful if you have a friendly kitty cat like Twister to help you. Next, I'll put in the new oil. Most lawnmowers will take an SE 30 weight oil, but check your owner's manual just to be sure. Average lawnmower takes about 17 to 20 ounces of oil, and make sure that you don't overfill it. So using any standard funnel, we'll just fill this up. I'll wipe off last year's dust, put some gas in, and give it a try. Your mower is all tuned up and cleaned up. Stick with us. We'll have more helpful tips on the next Hardware Revival.